Hello, welcome to day 6 of this yoga journey. Today's class is going to be introducing more vinyasa style movement. So moving with the breath, syncing breath to movement, finding fluidity. If you're looking to continue your yoga journey after this and wanting to do more in-person classes, or even just looking up on YouTube for classes, today's class would be a vinyasa style class. So if you look up vinyasa, you'll see like power vinyasa, slow vinyasa. It really is a big network or a big subgroup, but it really is more fluid movement and motion. So if this is something that interests you further, there you go. And we'll go ahead and get into it. So we'll warm up. So sitting nice and tall, taking one deep breath in to settle ourselves in. If you set an intention in your practice, now would be a good time. And then we're going to go ahead and go straight into a side stretch. So place that right forearm or that right palm. So you reach that left arm over, feeling that stretch on the left side body. Inhale deeply. Exhale, come up and out of it. Find your stretch on the other side. Big inhale. Exhale as you push your way up. Inhale, arms overhead. Exhale, open the chest. Lovely. Now we'll find our way to tabletop on all fours. So we warm up the spine a little more. Find some cat-cow. Inhale to drop the belly, arch the back. Exhale, rounding through the spine, pressing up and out of the shoulder blades. Going at your own pace, finding a few rounds of cat-cow. You can begin to find some circular motions. Maybe move side to side. Finding what feels good for you today. Stretching through the hips and the wrists and the spine. And then here we'll stretch our wrists a little more, so face them fingertips towards each other as you sway side to side. And then face them away from each other. So today we're going to be going through some sun salutation A, which can be a lot on the wrists. It's always great to warm the wrists up. And I'll face my fingertips back towards me. If this is too much for you, do not do so. I like to do one arm at a time. Need to be careful with this on your wrist. Okay, and then we'll come up to downward facing dog, pedaling the legs out, stretching the backs of the legs, reaching the chest towards the thighs, pressing up and out of the hands and the shoulder blades. And then inhale, look forward and tiptoe your way to the front of your mat. Meet in a forward fold. Taking your time here in your fold, grabbing opposite elbows, finding whatever feels good here. Maybe rock side to side. And inhale to halfway lift, wherever your hands like to be, on the thighs or the shins, or reaching over the mat. Finding your flat back position. Exhale, fold all the way back down. And inhale, root to rise slowly as we meet standing. Okay, and from here we'll go through a few rounds of sun salutation A. So we'll do it first time pretty slowly, and then after we'll try to sync up one movement per breath. And you're familiar with the poses. We've gone over them. It's just now putting them all together. So we're going to start. Inhale, arms overhead. Exhale, swan dive those arms to the side as you find a forward fold. And then find an inhale to halfway lift, placing your hands at your flat back variation. Exhale, find a fold. Plant your palms, step back into a plank so you can stay lifted up in plank or lower the knees. I'm going to lower my knees. And then here, let's lower all the way down slowly. Okay, and then from here, we'll go into an up dog or a cobra variation. So I'll show a few options here. So you can either place your elbows down, palms down beside you, and then gently press up, pressing into the tops of the feet, into the pubic bone, engaging the glutes as we lift the chest. You can also place your palms underneath your shoulders and lift up a little more here. Finding whatever variation feels comfortable. Also, another option is from when you're lowering down, from here to lift up through and through for cobra. So here's a little more advanced pose. You're lifted up, your pubic bone is off the mat, you're pressing up through the tops of the feet, opening the back. But for a good beginner's pose, I recommend going down with the knees and then lifting up into your variation of cobra. So finding that, maybe playing around with that, finding what feels good here or here. You can even lift here without using the hands, finding what feels good for you, your chest, your lower back. But from your cobra, we'll all meet in downward dog. So tuck the back toes, push up out of the hands to come up onto your knees, and then lift those hips up to the sky. If you want a more advanced option, you can skip the knee part. So from here, tuck the toes, press up into plank, and send the hips up and back for an added challenge. But there are always options. And then from here, inhale to look up between the hands. You can either take a nice hop, or you can take your little tiptoes, however you want to get to the front of the mat. And we'll meet here in a forward fold. Inhale to halfway lift. Exhale to fold. Inhale, root to rise all the way up, arms overhead. Maybe on an exhale, you open the chest, find a slight back bend, and then we'll all meet hands at heart center. Okay, so that was one round, and then now we'll go through a couple more a little faster, trying to sync one breath per movement. So inhale, arms overhead. Exhale, arms out to the side as we forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale to fold, plant your palms, step back into your plank, lower the knees or keep the knees lifted. Exhale as you lower down. And then inhale, push up to cobra for a variation. And then exhale, push down and back to downward facing dog. And taking a couple of deep breaths here. Inhale, look up between the palms, walk or hop your way to forward fold. Inhale to halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, root to rise. Maybe find a slight back bend. And palms at heart center. So we're finding our fluidity, finding our movement, trying to sync one breath per motion, per movement. So we'll go through that one more time. Inhale, arms up overhead. Exhale, swan dive, forward fold. Inhale to halfway lift. Exhale, plant your palms, step back, lower the knees, keep them lifted. Find your chaturanga. Inhale to cobra. Exhale, push up and back into downward facing dog. Take a deep breath here. Okay, and then from here, I'm going to move into another very common sequence that you'll see in many vinyasa classes, so your warrior flow. We've done most of these poses, so you should be fairly familiar if you've done the days before. So inhale, kick that right leg up to three-legged dog. And again, we're going to go through this slower the first time, and then the second time try to sync one breath of movement. So we're going to exhale, hug that knee into the chest, stab that right leg through, and then we're going to pivot onto the back foot. So here the toe is facing 45 degrees out, kind of towards this corner of our mat as we find warrior one. So inhale, arms up overhead. We're bending into that front knee. Heel is in line with the heel, or it can be slightly in with the arch, just finding what works best for you. In your warrior one, arms are up overhead as we're working to square the hips forward. And from here, take a big inhale. And exhale, open up to warrior two. So pivot your foot to face completely towards the left side at a 90-degree angle. Fingertips reaching forward and backwards. Shoulders down and back, nice and relaxed, tailbone tucked, core is active. And then from here, inhale, flip your right palm facing up, reach forward, 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 and then up and overhead to warrior three. So here your left hand can rest as it goes down your left leg. You can also find it in the small of your back here. Extending the length of the side body, feeling that nice side body stretch. And here we'll exhale as we make our way to extended side angle. So bending our right elbow towards that right knee, placing the hand on the mat or a block, or we're just resting our elbow on our knee. Careful not to put too much pressure on the knee, rest it more on the thigh. And left hand goes up to the sky. And then we're gazing up at that left hand if that feels comfortable. So we're here, we're on a block, wherever our extended side angle feels good today. And from here, we'll straighten that front leg to find triangle. So here will be really good. I knew I was getting bit. Oh, damn it. Anyways, sorry. This would be a really good place for a block right here. I'm gonna grab one actually. So again, careful not to lock this knee. We want to keep a slight bend. Never want to lock anything. And then inhale, press through that right foot and into the outer edge of the back left foot as we find a reverse. Reaching the right hand over, left arm travels down the leg, or we find the small of the back. And then we'll send it back into warrior two. Pivot back onto the left toes for a high lunge. Plant your palms and find your chaturanga. So send it back into a plank, lower to the knees, or keep them lifted. Lower to your chaturanga. Inhale to cobra. And exhale, push back into downward facing dog. Pedaling the legs here if that feels nice. And then making your way on an inhale to the front of the mat. Inhale to halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise up. Maybe you take a slight back bend. Exhale, palms to heart center. Beautiful. Now we're going to do that whole sequence again on the other side, going a little bit faster. So again, trying to sync one breath per movement. Inhale, arms overhead. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant your palms, step back, lower the knees as you lower. Inhale to find your cobra, baby cobra. Exhale, press up and back, hips to the sky, downward facing dog. Inhale, send the left leg up and long for three-legged dog. Exhale, step it through between the palms, pivot onto your back foot, 45-degree angle as we come up to a warrior one. One breath here. Exhale, open up, warrior two, pivoting on that back foot, facing the right side of our mat. Inhale, flip the front palm, reach forward, up and back for a reverse warrior. Exhale, meet the elbow to the knee, palm to the mat or a block or the knee here, the thigh. For extended side angle, taking a breath here. Inhale, straighten the leg, reach it to the block or the mat for a triangle. Inhale to find reverse triangle. Exhale, bend into warrior two. And inhale, pivot and find high lunge. And then exhale, plant the palms, find your chaturanga. So meet in plank and lower down, or you can lower the knees however you want to meet there, but we will all meet in downward facing dog. So we're either in a child's pose, just taking a few moments to catch our breath and rest here. Also, sorry for the random voiceover. My dog was barking and I didn't think you would hear it, but yeah. And then ready, we'll inhale, right leg up. Exhale, place it between the hands, pivot onto that back foot, come up to warrior one. Exhale, open up to warrior two. Inhale, flip the front palm, reach forward, up and back, reverse. Exhale, find extended side angle. Inhale, straighten that front leg. Exhale, inhale and come up to reverse. Exhale to warrior two. Inhale to high lunge. Exhale, plant your palms, step back. Find your chaturanga, meet in downward dog. Take a couple deep breaths here. Maybe Ujjayi breath, maybe big open mouth exhale. Inhale, take the left leg up. Exhale, hug it in, step it through, pivot back, warrior one. Whoop. Find your balance. Exhale, warrior two. Inhale, flip the front palm, reach forward, up and back, warrior three, or reverse warrior. Exhale, extended side angle. And then inhale, straighten the leg, find triangle. Take a deep exhale and then inhale to come up for reverse triangle. And then exhale to warrior two. Inhale to high lunge. Exhale, plant the palms, step it back for chaturanga. And send it back into a child's pose. Okay, we did the hard part. Now it's time to move on to some more restorative or stretchy type poses to give some love back to the areas we just worked. When you're ready, inhale, walk those hands towards you to sit up, and then we'll move into a low lunge. So starting on whichever side you'd like, I'm going to start with my right leg out in front and really sink the hips down here towards the mat. Send the hips back and find our half split. So sitting up nice and tall, long spine, fold over those flexed toes. And then we'll send it back through and then find our lunge on the other side, however we want to get there. Left leg up, right leg back, sinking the hips in. And exhale, send the hips back, find half splits, flexing the toes towards the forehead. Inhale to really lengthen the spine and sit up tall, and exhale, fold over, reaching the forehead to the toes. From here, we'll send the hips back up and forward, and we'll take the left foot out wide for a lizard lunge. So a wider stance than our typical low lunge. Staying up on the palms, or if you're wanting a deeper stretch, you can come down to the forearms, or you can let your dog kiss you in the face. And then we'll take it to the other side. So we'll send the right leg into lizard. So take it out wider than your typical stance. And sink the hips down towards the mat, letting gravity do the work here. This is me yelling at my dog inside that's barking. And appreciating my quiet dog who does not bark. Gotta have balance, right? Yin to the yang. Then we'll make our way down to our back. Finding a nice reclined figure four, or option to go into full pigeon if you're wanting a deeper hip stretch. So starting with the right ankle over the left knee, pulling it in, stretching out that IT band. One more deep breath. And we'll take it on to the other side. Hugging the right knee into the chest. Sorry. And then we'll take both feet out for happy baby. Stretching those hip flexors, rocking side to side. Taking as much time as you need here, doing as many more poses as you'd like to, but if you're ready, we can meet in Savasana. So taking the legs out long, letting the shoulder blades sit down and back underneath you, palms facing up, ankles relaxed, toes naturally splaying out to the sides. And then notice the tension in your toes, in your arches, and just release. And travel up to your ankles and up the calves, releasing any tension or any tightness. Relaxing the knees, letting the quads just melt heavy into the mat. Hips melting. Our fingers relaxed. No strain, no pressure, just letting them naturally lay out by our sides. Feeling the spine rest and sink into the mat. Relaxing the shoulders, feeling them support us. Releasing any tension in the neck and the jaw and the eyebrows. And enjoying this moment for a few more breaths. All right, and then when you're ready, begin to wiggle
Remember, stay here as long as you need to. Feel free to pause this video. But if you're ready, you'll slowly begin to make your way to a seat. All right. Thank you all for practicing with me today. Tomorrow's the last day. Kind of sad, but maybe there'll be something more in the future. Let me know if there's anything else you'd want to see. But yeah, tomorrow we'll be focusing on restorative poses. We'll be using our pillows and blankets, getting comfy. It's a great one to do right before bed. It can really get you into that deep, relaxing state to just fall right asleep after. But yeah, I can't wait to see you there. And I hope you have a great rest of your day. And I will see you tomorrow. Bye.